Welcome to YouTube 64. And no, this is not an AI voice. This is my normal, crappy voice. And you've just stumbled upon a channel where you decided you want to learn about YouTube and you want to learn about how to grow while not listening, but you watching some cozy Nintendo 64 gameplay in the background. So, is this a new thing? I don't know. All the other YouTube growth tips and tricks and strategy channels, they all really have like a talking head, right? A face cam. The guy's going absolutely nuts. There's edits every 5 seconds to satisfy the dopamine receptors that have been fried from everybody, right? And it's a bunch of professional editing and 10 tricks on what to do after you post. And this is not that type of channel, guys. This is a more sit and vibe, relax, listen to me rant, and just talk about YouTube while watching some very cool Nintendo 64 gameplay. Now, I even thought about like, how should I even present this, right? Should I record the gameplay first? That way I can focus on showing you guys how good I am, right? And not showing you I'm a total noob. But then also, I can focus more on the audio itself, and so I'm not also kind of rambling and going off topic, and I can actually present you guys something that you can take in, right? And then just put that audio on top of the random gameplay. But then I was like, no. I was like, there's tons of people who do that. I want to be a little bit different, right? I want you guys to be a little bit more immersed, right? So I want to try and record the gameplay while also speaking at the same time. That way, see, boom, I just got first. That way I can commentate on what's actually going on. Let's say I get blue balled or something at the finish line. I can actually react to it in real time, and you guys feel like you're here actually watching me play the game in real time instead of just, putting some random gameplay on in the background. But that was a deliberate decision. Now, I might actually not be able to walk and chew gum at the same time and actually be terrible at playing the game. That might be something that might happen, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, right? You guys can suffer through some terrible gameplay, just for that immersion experience. But anyway, that was a deliberate decision on my end before starting this channel, and that's what we're going to do. But yeah, guys, the title of this video, of course, is why you need to start a YouTube channel in 2026 and why it's so freaking important that you guys try to actually live out one of your passions, whether that's video games, whether that's talking about movies, whether that's talking about yard work. It could be literally anything. Anybody and everybody is passionate about something. Now, I can hear people in the audience who are like, well, joke's on you. I'm not passionate about anything. I just want to rot. I want to lay in bed and rot. Well, you're passionate about laying in bed and rotting, right? So you can even start a channel called How to Lay in Bed and Rot All Day, and people will watch it because that's how YouTube works, guys. YouTube rewards people who are absolutely obsessed about one thing and talk about that one thing in, very, very obsessed detail, right? So for example, the more, and I'm going to make a video about this in the future, the more quote unquote autistic you are about something, and I'm not using autistic in the sense of actually having autism, but just being overly obsessed in the minor details of something. Like, for example, if you have a channel, right? The channels that are doing, you can't just start a YouTube channel right now called, hey, this is video game reviews, right? But if you start a channel that's like, hey, I'm going to talk about the cut content from Super Mario Brothers 3, and that's going to be your niche, right? Just talking about cut content, you are going to win. You are going to grow at a faster rate because guess what, guys? The era of, let me start a movie review channel, just talk about any type of movie I want. That's not going to work in 2026. You have to niche down. You have to be super specific about what you're doing. Now, I'll use my own channel right now you're watching as an example. My channel is not going to be for everybody, right? I missed that power up. Okay. Anyway, my channel is not going to be for everybody. This channel is not going to satisfy the people with fried dopamine receptors who need jump cuts and words on the screen and, flash cuts and, just to me to gesture and be a clown every 5 seconds, right? This is more going to be for the people who enjoy long form entertainment, something that they can pop into their earbud. And if they are watching, if they do want to watch the gameplay, can just watch the gameplay and chill out, right? This is not meant to be, some super highly produced thing, but it's something that I can probably consistently do, for a long time. So that is going to be my audience. And guess what? The beauty about YouTube is I don't have to go find you guys. YouTube will find you, right? YouTube will find your audience for you. At one point, whether I have 5 videos, whether I have 10 videos, whether I have 15 to 20 videos, which is, that's usually the good sweet spot. YouTube starts to find your audience for you and people who vibe with you, people who enjoy this type of content, and it starts to recommend this type of content to others, right? That's the beauty about YouTube and the search engine. That's the beauty about YouTube's algorithm. A lot of other platforms don't have this. And that's why I truly believe that YouTube is the best way to start a business. It is the best social media type of platform to grow. Way better than TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Those are all fleeting. And they're inconsistent, and people don't watch those the same way someone is going to sit down and watch a 20-minute YouTube video. I'm sorry, but long form on YouTube is king, not only because you get, people sticking around longer and starting to get to know you, but also because the more YouTube will pay you for it, right? YouTube, this went all the way back to when YouTube started paying, for people to add multiple ads or whatever, when AdSense started to pay for longer form videos more than short-term videos. So for examples, back in the day when YouTube first started, the animators were killing it. They get millions and millions on views for videos that were only like 2 to 3 minutes long, right? Because animation takes a while. And they would be able to make thriving. Wow, guys, you could tell. Oh my goodness, get out of here. I'm trying to play and, formulate my thoughts. Okay, anyway. So animators used to kill it, right? They used to spend 2 to 3 months, animating something for a 2 to 3 minute video on YouTube, and they would get millions of views because of the work that they put in, right? But now animators they can't survive because for the return on investment on the amount of time that they're going to put into their animations, YouTube is not going to reward them for it these days. YouTube rewards long content because they have to, appease to their advertisers, and they have to get people hooked on the platform for longer. So that's just how it goes. That's why podcasts blew up, 5 years ago, right? If you're able to put out a very successful podcast that people are listening to from beginning to end, you made the big bucks on YouTube. But anyway, that's why I talked about YouTube being the king of long form. And if you want short form now, you got to go to TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. And like I said, those, I'm just laughing, guys. I'm laughing that you actually have to watch this. I'm not paying it. I'm not paying attention at all to the freaking waves here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me just focus. Let me lock in a little bit. Let me lean into my seat. Oh my goodness. Well, this is what I get for trying to give you guys immersion, all right? This is what I get for trying to walk and chew gum at the same time. But I guess I'm just going to have to, you guys are going to have to suffer with me through it. But anyway, YouTube is the best platform for long form content. And I feel like, and it's the only one with like that search engine built in. People don't go to TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and they don't watch content in the same way. By starting a YouTube channel, you are literally building your business and your legacy brick by brick. And when I say legacy, I'm not kidding, guys. Like, YouTube, I don't think it's ever going to go away. And 50 to 100 to 2,000 years from now, YouTube is still going to have you. If you start to build a following, your content's still going to be there for your kids to watch, for your grandchildren to watch. It is It is leaving a legacy behind. And that's why you guys shouldn't get FOMO here on, oh my God, I need to create, 5 videos a week. Like, no. YouTube is a long form game. Even in growth, even in production, okay? Even if you make 2 videos a week, you're stacking. You're stacking. And it depends on what type of videos too, right? You want to make the evergreen videos. You want to make the videos that people can come to 5 years from now and still get, value from it. I know a lot of people chase trends. That's what happens with a lot of these, you know, political channels where they only care about what's happening on that day or that week, right? It's not even that week anymore. It's literally that day. They're still in the rat race, guys. They still have to wake up and they still have to, scour Twitter or X, and they still have to find the latest news and put out a video, or else their whole empire is going to collapse, because it really depends on being on that hamster wheel and churning out content. I never wanted to do that. I want to create a catalog that's going to work for me, aka passive income. Now, that was the magic word, right? A couple of years ago, passive income, passive income, passive income. And it's still true to this day. Like, that's the goal. You want to be able to take days off, take weeks off, take months off, and have your catalog work for you and bring in that residual passive income. That is the freaking goal. We want to trade our time and effort for money, right? But not in the sense of working a nine. Oh my goodness, come on, guy, turn it around. Not in the sense of working a 9 to 5, but in the sense of having freedom. Work enough so that your catalog works for you, so you can get your freedom. Because that's what we want today in modern society, where everything is going to shit. You want to be free. You don't want to have to wake up to an alarm clock. Is this the end? Oh my goodness. I swear, guys, I'm not even this bad. Okay. I'm going to try to get better at this. And I will get better at this the more videos I do. But anyway, you guys don't want to wake up to an alarm clock. You guys don't want to have to clock in. You guys don't want to have to get up, get dressed in your clown outfit, and show up to a building at a specific time, and have to follow all the rules of the building, and have to tiptoe around your boss. You guys don't want to be doing that. You guys would want to live free. You guys want to have freedom to wake up whenever the hell you want to. You guys want to have freedom to not, to pursue your passions and your creative passions. And like I said, everybody is passionate about something, whether it's talking about video games or whatever, talking about movies, woodworking, or if you're passionate about nothing, make that a freaking channel, right? But you guys would rather be doing that than anything in this world. It's soul sucking. Jobs are soul sucking if you are not getting some type of enjoyment out of doing it. Believe me, I haven't worked for anyone in over 10 years because I just decided I'm one of those people who can't do it. I've done it. I've worked retail jobs. I've worked after school program jobs. I've been a personal trainer in the past, right? And it's not for me, okay? I can't fake and put on this mask every single day and just be a fake person. I just can't do it. So I'm going to, so I decided, over 10 years ago, I was going to work for myself. I was going to find out how to make money online, and I was just going to freaking do it, because I didn't want to play by society's rules. I don't want to be a fake person 24/7. It drained my energy. It literally devoured my soul. I felt myself dying every single day. I had to fake at work and talk to customers. Oh my goodness, don't even get me started on customer service. But anyway, so I decided to go all in and, develop a skill set in terms of, growing social accounts. And from there, I reached out to a couple different, popular creators, and I was like, hey, let me run your stuff for a couple months and show you what I can do. But at that point, I already had huge pages. And so I was kind of already had that social proof right there of having large accounts. And I worked for free for a couple months, and I grew their accounts massively. And they're like, okay, well, I'll hire you, right? That's how my first kind of break started. And in the meantime, I've had multiple different businesses. Some failed, some thrived, some had longevity, some didn't. But now I feel I'm pretty effective and I'm pretty skilled at branding. And I'm sorry, you guys are watching. Did I even get first place? I don't know, but you guys will have to watch this until I start a new round. But anyway, yeah. So I say I'm pretty effective at branding, marketing, and streamlining creators' growth. That's what I love to do. I love to take a look at somebody and be like, you need to do this, this, and this, and this to improve and actually win on YouTube and grow your branding. Like I feel like I have an eye for that, and that's what I've been able to kind of, do for the past 6 to 7 years. Let's see, what should I call myself? YouTube 64, might as well. But anyway, so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, why you guys need to start YouTube. Wait. I need to go back because that 64 is not going to fit. Tell me there's a back button. Was this backspace? All right. There's no 64. There's no numbers. Come on, dude. Oh my goodness. How ghetto is that? Anyway, what was I talking about? Okay, hold on. Let me just do this real quick. Normal. Yes, I'm doing normal. Okay. But is it going to take me to a different circuit though? Hold on. Or am I going to have to do the... Guys, I'm playing on an emulator as well. I'm not playing on original hardware, and I'll get to that in a bit. I actually talk about Wave Race. I love this game so much. But, I was talking about my qualifications to even start this channel, right? You're going to get people who are like, who are you and why are you telling me what to do? I'm not telling you guys what to do at all. I'm just giving you my advice on what I would do if you're looking to start a YouTube channel to replace your 9 to 5 or start it as a way to get some supplemental income until you can grow it enough to where you can replace your 9 to 5. But yeah, you guys don't have to listen to me. You guys can think I'm a total fraud. You guys can not take any of this advice. But like I said, this video is more of a meta conversation about content creation. This whole channel, why do you think I called it More Than Growth, right? YouTube 64, More Than Growth. Because I'm going to talk about more of the mindset, more of the meta aspect to growing on YouTube. But anyway, I know YouTube can be daunting, right? You actually have to have quite a couple skill sets. You need to be able to put together the content. You're going to need to be able to brand the content. You're going to need to be able to distribute the content. And that's not as easy as it looks, right? It's not as easy as it sounds because you have different layers here. You have to be the creative, you have to be the editor, you have to be the distributor, and you have to be the marketer. It's 4 different jobs in one. And I feel like, throughout the years of creating YouTube channels, I've been able to learn all these skill sets just in the past month. Not in the past month, in the past year. I have grown 2 different channels. They were both experiments to 5,000 5,000 subscribers in the span of 3 months. And I got them both monetized. And if you guys know anything about trying to grow on YouTube, that is not an easy feat because of the way YouTube is set up. YouTube doesn't give you automatic motion on your first video. You need to create a cohesive brand. People need to know what they're getting when they click on your channel. And they need to be able to, trust that they're going to still be getting that type of content moving forward. And, try growing to 5,000 subscribers with 2 videos. It's not happening, guys. You need to create a content library of 15 to 20 videos before, that's what I'm going to say right now, before you start to get any type of motion, before YouTube starts to feed your other videos into your other videos and you create your own little ecosystem. But yeah, I feel like that is a massive accomplishment to be able to grow 2 different channels to 5,000 subscribers in the span of 3 months and get monetized. And, I've had other channels in the past, I think The most I've ever grown on YouTube was a channel to 10,000 subscribers. And that was a while ago. It was a couple years ago. And I abandoned that channel because I like to sabotage myself sometimes. I literally do. But anyway, so yeah, you guys need to be starting a YouTube channel in the current year. I won't say 2026 because I don't want to date myself. Another thing, you trying to make evergreen content, then yeah, my title will say 2026 because I'm trying to capitalize on urgency, right? That's another thing. I want people to be like, yeah, I need to start now. I need to go now, because you do need to go now. Why wait? Why wait till next month? Well, you do have to do some planning, right? But let's not do the whole, paralyzation through analyzation. What do they call it? I don't know if I said that right, but don't paralyze yourself analyzing, everything, every nook and cranny. I've done it myself, guys. Believe me, I am not immune to this. How long did it take for me to actually start this freaking channel? You guys will never know. Actually, you guys will know. Probably like a year, right? Because I felt like I needed to do all this pre-planning involved. The freaking thumbnail. Sorry, I have to burp. The thumbnail to this video is going to say just freaking start, or just start, right? Because, you can analyze yourself to death and you'll never start. But if you are saying this now, you should be like, wow, he actually he actually started. Wow, he actually followed through. And followed through and just started. But you guys need to start. Like, I don't know how else to tell you. Get like a plan of action and just go. You guys are gonna get better. The more content that you create. Like right now, this is probably the shittiest video you'll ever see on this video or on YouTube on this channel. It will get better in the future. If I start to play more and start to talk more, maybe I'll get better at actual gameplay while I'm speaking. As I say that, I tried to like really focus in, but and yeah, maybe I'll get better at being more coherent when I'm speaking, and I can deliver my message, more properly. The more videos I kind of do like this, you will improve. Your content will improve. And sometimes people like to go to channels and check out their first video and be like, wow, and then check out their latest video, and you can see the growth. You can see the improvement. I like to do that. If I find a new channel, I'll go to their first video. I'll be like, let's see how this person started and let's see how they are today, right? I want to see the growth. I want to see how this person has improved from their very first video, which is, some people actually hide their earliest videos, which I don't like that. Me as a consumer, I like to watch, and especially people who are successful, right? Go to those channels who are successful, and like I said, check out their oldest video and check out their newest video, and you can tell the evolution, you can tell the growth. And so, yeah, saying all this to say, guys, you are not going to be perfect on your first video. You're never going to be perfect, but you will learn, and the more reps you put in, right, the better you're going to be at creating your type of content, whatever style that is. But you guys need to be building your channels brick by brick, video by video. And, that's just how YouTube is. And YouTube is a long grind. Don't expect to go viral, like I said, over one video and your career is going to take off. You need to be thinking of your channel as like a long form investment. Each video is a brick that you're building into your empire, into your legacy. Don't get discouraged if you can only put out 1 or 2 videos a week, even 1 video a week, because in the span of a year, you want to be doing more content than that to grow faster. But as long as those videos that you're creating are quality videos and quality content that people are going to enjoy, then that's all that matters, right? Because you could literally put out 7 videos a week, right? And it's all trash content that people are going to be like, this is empty calories. Like, there's no reason for me to stay here. Yeah, this guy puts out a lot of content, but it's not really substantive. Wow. I can't say that word, but you guys know what I mean. It's got substance to it, right? They don't want empty calories. Leave that to freaking shorts and the Minecraft, the Minecraft YouTube Shorts. Leave that to that, right? If you're putting out actual, good content with actual meaning and value, then people will kind of check out your other stuff and flow into the rest of your catalog. So build that catalog, guys, because that catalog one day is going to help you replace your income. Hopefully, right? Now, I already talked about, you guys wanting to kind of get more free, right? To earn your freedom. And that's basically what we have to do in society these days, because society forces us to work for our freedom. And it's a crazy thought, because I do see some channels that are more nihilistic, right? They're like, I didn't even ask to be born, and now I'm here on this earth, and now I have to slave away. Because why, right? I get it, right? But that's just the game that we got thrown into. We have to work and we have to earn our time. And the best way, in my opinion, to earn your freedom is to, one, not have a 9 to 5, not have to clock, not have to be anywhere at anyone's beck and call ever. Listen to me, ever. I'm saying it like the Sandlot kid who said forever. You guys get it, right? That's one way to claim your freedom. Another is to earn passively. Another is to set up something for yourself to where something's making you money and you don't have to churn in every day. Because, guys, don't get me wrong. Even if there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are not free. Like, don't get that mistaken. There's a lot of YouTubers that have to get up and grind and put out, 5 videos a day just to survive. They're not free, guys. They're still on the rat race, but they just don't physically have to go into an office building and clock in somewhere and have a boss, right? But technically, their time and their freedom is not there, because they still have to get up and grind, or else they'll lose everything. So that's why I do suggest trying to start, building an evergreen library as opposed to this topic trendy type of library. But like I said, it depends on the type of content you want to create. But anyway, I think before I even end this video, I want to talk about this game, Wave Race 64. Why I decided to put this game as like the first game to kind of showcase. Guys, I love this game growing up. Just the waves. I grew up in the late 80s, right? So this game became popular and released when I was like, I don't know, 12, 13, I forget. I can't do math very well. But it's super nostalgic for me because, one, like our dad, was a mechanic, and he had some jet skis that he used to work on, and he got a good deal on a couple jet skis, and we used to go out to the lake, and there's no better feeling than being on a jet ski and just full throttling it, right? And just having the wind in your face. It's very dangerous. It's a very dangerous feeling, but it makes you feel alive. And I used to go out there with my brother and sister and just ride jet skis. And, I used to once we shut off the jet ski out in the middle of the lake, I used to be a troll. And if I had my brother on my back or my sister on the back of the jet ski, I used to flip us. And I would act like, oh my God, sharks are coming. I was an asshole older brother, but I think that's how all older brothers are. Anyway, so jet ski, was always a big part of my childhood. And this game is super awesome because the graphics at the time, guys, the waves, look how cool the waves look. Look how back in the day, this was like fine art. It blew everybody's mind. Look at all these look at the quality of the waves, especially in the first level. I wish I was talking about it in the first level, but wow. Even trying to jump this ship, did I even jump it once during this gameplay? I don't think so. But guys, I have made that jump before, I swear. This is terrible, guys. I apologize in advance, but yeah, this game is just cozy to me. It's cozy to come back to and play because it just brings back it brings back those memories of me, jet skiing as a kid. Also, guys, my dad is not a huge video game player, right? He never used to play a lot of video games. Actually, never used to play video games, but back in the day, with the NES and the Super Nintendo, he was able to play some of those games with us, right? Because the controllers are kind of basic, right? But when the Nintendo 64 came around, he he never really understood the controller. I feel like that was a big gap for like the boomers, right? They kind of like, I checked out here. I don't know what is this 3-pronged trident controller. Where do I put my hands, right? They just kind of checked out at that point. And man, what comes around goes around, because when the Wii came out, I kind of checked out. I was like, what? I don't want to do this stupid motion control. Like, I'm done, right? I feel like I was like my father in that instance, where I was like, I'm kind of done now. I like the controller in my hand and actually having button inputs. I don't want to be waving my hand around. Like, Wii bowling was cool, but yeah, anyway. So my dad, the only game that he could kind of, play with us was Wave Race, and was like these driving games like Cruising USA. Because it wasn't that hard to play, right? You held the joystick to, move left to right, and you press the button to go, right? Super easy. Straight up an arcade game. So this game holds a lot of nostalgia for me. And yeah, I wanted to kind of showcase it as the first game here on this channel, but I don't want to hold you guys for too long. I hope you guys got a sense of what you'll get from this channel moving forward. I did drop some gems here in this recording in terms of things that, hopefully you can pick up on. And this is the start of a new experiment for me. Will people even stick around and watch a channel that talks about YouTube growth while watching Nintendo 64 gameplay? I don't know. But hopefully YouTube finds the audience that does like that type of content, and we continue to grow together. Eventually, if I were to say, what goal I have, for making this channel, I'll tell you guys the goal. I want to help others, create a lasting, look at those waves, guys. Look at the color, the turquoise. Also, here's another quick thing before I talk about my goal. This color, is this aqua? Is this turquoise? Is this teal? Like, I never understood the differences between those colors. I'm sure I can Google it, but it's nice. The waves here are just a beautiful aqua, marine, teal, turquoise. I just love it. But anyway, yeah, my main goal here, guys, is to help you guys, start up a channel on YouTube, start up, a business, because YouTube channels are literally mini businesses, right? They are businesses that can potentially earn you supplemental income to what you're doing right now, and even passive income to hopefully replace your 9-to-5 jobs, and give you guys more of a creative outlet, to pursue what you want to do, as opposed to having to clock in and having your souls sucked away. We're only alive for so much time on this planet, and I truly believe we were not born to slave away our souls for corporations. So that is the main goal here. Now, whether that's you getting this free content that's uploaded to YouTube, or it's me later on starting a school community to where I can focus more on your specific questions and channels and help in that way, I don't know where it'll evolve into, but I'm not even going to think that far ahead. I just want to create what I want to create. I want to put out the ideas and kind of thoughts I have, and that's it. That's literally it. I'm going to experiment with this channel, put it out there, and see what happens. And that's how I feel like all YouTubers, that's how I feel like you guys should do. You guys have an idea, create it, put it out there, and see what happens. Trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. Throw stuff at the wall. Something will stick or it won't stick, right? But give it your best effort. But anyway, that's enough for this video. Like I said, if you guys enjoy this type of content and want to see more, do me a favor. There's this new hype button. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it does yet. Actually, that's a lie. I do know that YouTube implemented it, and there's like a leaderboard, but I need to look deeper into it. But the best thing you guys can do over liking and subscribing is to leave a comment. Comments are still king, okay? Because YouTube sees that people are actually engaging with your channel and your video, and they're actually participating, right? If you just like, it's like, whatever. If you subscribe, it's like, whatever. But guys, commenting, that is the most important thing on YouTube, because you're driving discussion, you're driving engagement, And people, YouTube loves when people are staying on their platform to talk to others in the comment section. So if you could do me a solid, drop a comment just to let me know that you've watched this far into the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.